Let's talk about the software stack that I use to run and operate my recruiting business. And I've done this for the past 27 years, and pretty much this software has evolved a little bit over the years. Obviously, 27 years ago, much different than today. But I'm going to show you exactly what I use. Keep this really basic and simple. So my one piece of advice for any recruiter out there, whether you own a recruiting agency or you're looking to start your own recruiting agency, is don't get all deep into software tools and what you think is the best and spend hours analyzing, CRMs and ATSs. Make it simple. The bottom line is you want to start doing your outreaches every day. Make it a goal to have 15 to 20 outreaches to hyper-targeted clients, recruiting managers, or candidates. That's what's most important to get your recruiting business off the ground, to gain momentum, to build a sustainable sales pipeline and candidate pipeline. The most successful recruiters that I know, the ones who make multiple six figures, some make even seven figures a year, are the ones who have a phenomenal candidate pipeline. So anytime they get a new rec, they can tap right into their database. They know who to contact, who's available, who's coming up. These are A-player passive candidates. They place that candidate, they make lots of money, and they're on their way, and there's no reason you can't do it. So let me dive into my computer and show you exactly what I use for software tools, but I will let you know that all paths will lead back to LinkedIn. I'm a big advocate of LinkedIn. If you're a recruiter, that is the number one platform for you to be working on, but you must use it the right way. I see a lot of recruiters that don't know how to use LinkedIn, but if you use it the right way, you can get 10 leads every week and fill up your calendar. Let me show you exactly how this works. All right, and away we go. So, like I said, most paths will lead to LinkedIn. So the way I get recruiting clients is pretty much 95% within LinkedIn, and the strategies that I implement and what I teach my members is it starts here with your homepage. It has to be optimized the proper way. There's lots of little idiosyncrasies within this that you need to get a lot of good leads. So that's a whole nother video, but make sure that your LinkedIn page is fully optimized, because this is your storefront. This is where people are going to come and view you and see, what problem you can solve for them. And people's attention span is 2 to 3 seconds. And when they get right here, you better capture their attention in a certain way to move forward with getting a lot of leads every week organically and for free. So I'm a big advocate of Sales Navigator. That's the only premium account that I pay for within LinkedIn, under $100 a month per user. But within here, you can run very sophisticated lead campaigns. And then when you load up a really good, let's say a hiring manager campaign for whatever niche that you're in, whether it's healthcare, manufacturing, light industrial, it doesn't really matter. They're going to be here. And there's so many ways that you can filter your leads. You can filter it by people that have posted within LinkedIn in the past 30 days. What that will tell you is that those hiring managers may be more engaged on LinkedIn. They may be more apt to see your message. So you might just want to target those people across a certain region, across various countries, etc. And the next tool that I use is Recruitemy Leadcast. So we developed this tool to help you put your LinkedIn marketing outreach on automation. Now, I've done a video recently where I've warned people about using these tools, and I will warn you again. So it's okay to use this tool until you get the first message from LinkedIn that basically says, okay, we caught you. We know you're using it. Show us your ID. Let us know that you're real. And then they'll let you out of it. It'll be your first warning, your slap on your hand. But then you want to get away from automation. But use this until you get that warning. It's okay. I was able to get away with it for like over 3 years. And I made a ton of money by putting my LinkedIn efforts on automation. But don't worry, there's always a plan B, which I've worked on for the past 8 months, not to rely on these automation tools. But it is a great tool to use when you first start out, or for those of you that own a recruiting agency and are looking for just putting your marketing efforts on steroids. I love it. You load up all of your leads right here. You can do thousands of leads, and then you can set up a sequence of messages that would go out to those leads, as you see right here on the bottom. Let me scroll down. So we tell the software you want to connect with the prospect. If they connect, you want to send a message. If they don't connect, let's go ahead and view their profile. And then let's go ahead and send them an email message. Oh, by the way, let's pivot out of here and send them an email. So all this is done through artificial intelligence. It's all done through automation, and you will get a ton of responses here. It will light up your conversational tab. So all my conversations are done back here. And this is a great way to build up your candidate pipeline and your client pipeline And this software also captures their phone number and their email address as well. So it's got a very robust reporting tool, so you can see who's connecting with you. If your connection rate is low, if it's under 50%, let's tweak some messages, etc. So a lot of capabilities with this LinkedIn automation tool. Again, you can just bring in campaigns from LinkedIn on this side or Sales Navigator, load them up into Leadcast, and you're on your way to get a ton of leads. All right, moving on. As far as recruiting goes, really the main tool that I use is Indeed. So I spend $250 a month for the Indeed resume search. I set up my templates in here. I select 40, 50 candidates at a time, and an email goes out to those candidates letting them know about my new job that I have. I've created these sales pages for my recruiting company, ConnectGen. So anytime that I get a new job, let me see right here exactly, I will develop a URL exclusive to that job. I will copy it to Indeed for my candidates to take a further look at what the job is all about. This is a much more effective way for your candidates to research this job, to make a decision if they want to move forward for an intro call with you. I'll shoot a video right here explaining my client and what the job is. And if I have the exclusive, which I most likely will have, I have no problem telling the candidate who the client is from step one. And so this gives the candidate a really good idea of what the job is all about. They can apply here and go right into my CRM, which I'll show you in a second, and they can look at other jobs that I have available. All right, so Indeed is the main driver for me to source and get candidates. I also source through LinkedIn and Facebook and other ways, and also Google X-ray searches, but primarily it's through Indeed in this system that you're seeing right here. Every year I get Zoom info. I realize this is expensive. You're looking at spending over $5,000 per user. I had some pricing grandfathered in from years ago, but I've used this every year. I always renew, and this is the most phenomenal database. I know there's a ton out there, but this one right here, from what my research has shown, develops and produces the most accurate contact information for anybody across the world, candidates and hiring managers. You can get contact information here on anybody. So it's a great tool to use. Highly recommend it. Again, I know it's expensive, but the ROI is there. So you will definitely get new recruiting searches and be able to reach out to the right managers and turn that into business and cover your investment. All right. So I use a CRM, an applicant tracking system that is exclusive to our membership group. I've developed this over the past year, and I've used Loxo, I've used Bullhorn, and this took everything that those systems didn't have, and I put it right here. So if you're running a contract staffing firm, a direct hire, engage search, retain search, this has all the capabilities to help you run a phenomenal, successful recruiting company. But I keep it simple, right? So a CRM, you should have a way to capture contacts, to market to those contacts, to post some jobs, maybe some calendar integration, but don't get too overwhelmed with this. I mean, this CRM has tons of stuff that you can do. We've put in a sites page right here, so you can literally develop your own landing pages and sales pages and websites if you want to, and funnels. So you can get really technical if you're into that. I am, because I've studied this, I know how to do it. So I can whip up a sales funnel within an hour. They're very effective. But again, don't worry about that. If you're just beginning, all the automation that this system has is great. It's more advanced and stuff you can do down the road, email templates, etc. But what I want you to worry about right now, or concentrate on, not worry about, is just a great way to add contacts, opportunity funnels right here. Make sure you're able to move your contacts along the way in your opportunity funnel. That's important to stay organized. Calendar integration, you can get rid of your third-party calendars like Calendly, etc. All your conversations can be tracked back here. You can do SMS texting, you can do mass email, etc., and then track all the money that you're making, which is also great. So that's pretty simple on that front. So outside of that, again, I've developed these little what I call marketing pages. So this is candidates that we market. So let me go back here. Yeah, this is my shortlist page. So when I send over candidates to a client for a search, I send them this way. I don't just send a resume attached and bullet points. I send them a really professional shortlist URL that they have a password for. My client has a password for it. They log in. Their logo is right here. Here are the three candidates with a scoring system, etc. They can go deeper into the candidate's profile by clicking View Full Profile. And then we list a lot of things on here about the candidate. We attach all documents right here as a hyperlink. And then there's a 2-minute intro video of the candidate talking about them and how they can add value in the next 90 days for our client. This has been a very effective way to get submittal to interview to hire ratios increased tremendously when I incorporated this strategy. All right, you saw this, the job page. This is a sales page I developed through the CRM that I showed you. I market and drip this out and nurture this out to my hiring managers once they come into my opportunity funnel. These convert really well, and I'm always touching my clients over a period of 6 months to a year until they finally convert into paid customers. This is my most placeable candidate strategy. I call it the MPC. So whenever I get a really good candidate that I want to market out to clients, I develop this web page of the candidate. They put a video right here. I explain the candidate, etc., and the client can contact me to get more information about this candidate and hopefully set up an interview. And and you saw the shortlist page. So that's it, guys. That's the stack right there. Not too complicated. That's what I use every day in my staffing organization, and I hope that helps you. Thank you.